This is the final episode of my interview with Blender artist Nathan Vegdahl. I asked Nathan what he feels the future of animation will consist of, particularly whether computer animation software will become so advanced that creating convincing animations will become easy and commonplace, much like web development after the advent of design tools like Dreamweaver.
First of all, that last bit about websites. Yes, it is very easy to make websites without HTML knowledge. It's not easy to make websites without good design sense. You don't need to know HTML necessarily to make a website, but you see tons of websites on the internet, like all over the place. They're just badly designed, and it's difficult to navigate them. That really is, building good websites is not easy, even if you have a lot of tools to help you not have to deal with the technical aspects of it. And I think similarly, animation tools are they're totally going to become easier and easier, and allow the animators to not have to worry about the technical side of it, which I think is awesome. It's actually one of the things that I really hope will happen, because I don't want to have to deal with the tech side of animation when I'm animating either, because it takes you out of the mindset of the artistic side of animation. But having said that, even if the technical aspects of animation get easier and easier and easier, that doesn't mean that the animating itself will become easier, in the same way that designing a good website doesn't get any easier just because the tools get easier. There's still just that core design and that core of animation, the timing, poses, all that kind of stuff that can't really be automated. It's literally the essence of craft. And so there's still going to be people that are amazing at animation, and there's still going to be people that are complete crap at animation, just because of that. So it doesn't matter how good the tools are if the animator isn't very good. I think animation is going to, the tools are going to get easier and allow me and other animators to not have to worry about the technical side of things as they animate. But knowing posing and timing and motion and acting and emotion is always going to be necessary and is always going to be difficult. Just like good design is always going to be difficult, no matter how good the tools get. What am I working on now? My day job is at Airtight Games. I'm an independent contractor there, doing animation and miscellaneous technical stuff. But honestly, that's not what is most interesting to me right now. What is most interesting to me right now is what I'm doing on the side, which is I'm helping, along with many other volunteers, I'm helping out Ian Hubert on Project London, and hopefully that will turn out to be really awesome. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing it all finished. That'll be pretty cool. And all the 3D stuff is done in Blender. Yay! So that should be pretty cool. If people already know about it, they should definitely check it out. It's going to be crazy cool. Aside from that, I'm just doing all my kind of same miscellaneous weird things. Okay, so hoping to, when I have some free time between Project London and my day job at Airtight, I'm hoping to put together some kind of educational materials, I guess, for rigging and whatnot. Because there's a lot of things that I think I can help other people out with. Things that I've learned from other riggers, as well as some stuff that I figured out on my own. And hopefully I can spread the knowledge and the goodwill, and yeah. It's a tricky subject, though. Rigging is, there's a lot, just like animation, rigging has just a lot of different aspects to it. Animation has, physics and biology and acting, psychology, just there's so much that goes into it. Staging, like cinematography, there's so much that goes into animation that like you pretty much need to be an expert in a lot of fields to really, really do it well. And rigging is similar. Like there's a lot of different aspects to it. You also have to be pretty good at anatomy. Well, I guess it depends on the kind of rigging. At least for realistic rigging, you have to be pretty good at anatomy, and there's also like the user interface design standpoint of it, which I think a lot of people kind of overlook. You need to design a user interface just gets out of the way of the animator. Like it's not about being clever. It's about being transparent. It's about trying to make things consistent so that they always behave the way the animator expects. Like if they learn one part of your rig, that knowledge should transfer over to the rest of your rig, and making it so that it takes as little effort as possible to pose it in different ways, making it so that when it's animated, the interpolation between keyframes works out the way the animator expects, based on the way it's rigged, and trying to make it obvious what different controls do. I don't know, there's just a lot of user interface stuff that goes into rigging, which I'm myself still learning, and it seems like it's something that people only have kind of cursory knowledge of, or I guess considered to be secondary to other aspects of rigging. I guess in a lot of ways that actually kind of goes back to what I was saying about the tools of animation. Like the tools of animation are hopefully, I like to think, inevitably going to get easier and easier and easier, and let animators animate with less and less technical knowledge. And I think rigging, it's also really important for rigging to be approached that same way, where as much as possible you try to design a rig so that the animator doesn't have to understand the technical aspects of computer animation. Try and make it as simple as possible for the animators so they have to have as little knowledge about technical stuff, and don't have to think about how does the rig work. I mean, like one of the things that's really cool about Blender is that there are professionals that use it. There's people that take it to a really refined level and use it to create incredible stuff. But that's not the only good use of Blender. I really, really like seeing just like these little, I don't know, like almost dumb projects. Like not dumb as in like, the people who make them are stupid, but I mean like they just have fun with it, and I think that's incredibly cool. You don't have to be making stuff that's professional level for it to be worthwhile. It's really neat to see these projects that are just kind of people having fun, and that's something that wouldn't be possible without Blender. Well, I mean, they could do it in other mediums, but I mean, Blender enables people to do that in 3D, and I think that's really, really cool, and I'm super supportive of that. And I think in a lot of ways there's almost too much of an emphasis sometimes on people being really good and always developing themselves further to do better work, because that's not always the point. It's often the point. I mean, with me it's the point, with a lot of other people it's the point, but it's not the point with everyone, and it's really cool to see people just having fun with it and using it as a toy instead of as a serious tool. And I guess in a lot of ways I'd like to see Blender move in a direction that allows more of that. Not by making it dumbed down, but I mean even just 2.5 with Matt Ebb and William Rainish helping to sort out user interface issues. I'm sure it's going to be much more accessible and better for professional use as well. And I'm looking forward to that, both because then I can use it more easily professionally, and because it'll make it more accessible to more people to really be able to just have fun with it. And I mean, I still do that myself. Like, I don't post anything on Blender artist.org, but I'll do little stupid things just for fun. Ooh, I'm playing with the cloth simulator, or hey, look, I made a really stupid looking dragon. I mean, it's not stuff I'm proud of. It's not stuff that I'd be like, this is good because it's not as complete crap. But it's fun to play around with sometimes, just to have fun with it. And I think that's really important, also for professionals as well, to kind of remember, I guess, sort of the core joys of what they're doing. Like, when you're animating a shot, there's this, it almost stops being fun at some point, because you're just so like, this has got to be good, this has to be good, and you kind of forget that it's fun just to make something move.